All right, so if we're going to solve this, it's already been factored for us. And I put that in there because I didn't want you to try to factor this trinomial. It doesn't factor, can't be factored. So you have to just move forward with it like this. So if we're going to find the roots, what we're really saying here is let's set this equation equal to 0 and use our product property, or sorry, the 0 product property to solve this. So I would set x minus 4 equal to 0, and then I would set x squared plus 4x plus 16 equal to 0 and solve both of those. Well, the first one, that's easy. That's just going to be x equals 4. So we've got one solution. The other one, like I said, this doesn't factor, so we're going to have to use the quadratic formula. If you need help with the quadratic formula, go back and watch one of the videos for either 2 or 3 in this form. But I'm going to kind of move through it pretty quickly here. So to use the quadratic formula, it's going to be x equals negative b. So b is 4, so that's negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 4, minus 4 times a, which is 1. A is right here. Times c, which will be 16, and then all over 2 times a. And then we just simplify that. So you're going to have negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 minus 64 all over 2. So negative 4 plus or minus the square root of, so that's negative 48 all over 2. All right. Let me move down here, kind of give myself some space. So we have x equals negative 4 plus or minus. All right, we have square root of 1 times the square root of 48. That's how I always think about them, which is something times I. Let me move that down just a tad so that we can not run into anything we've already written here. We know it's going to be something times I. So the square root of 48, you know, we've talked about that, but really think of the square root of 48 and think about all your perfect square factors. So we know that 16 times 3 would give us 48, and then the square root of 16 is just 4. So we end up with just 4 times the square root of 3. That's what goes here, all over 2. Now, just like we've done in the other videos, you can take these and create some fractions here and simplify them. So negative 4 over 2, if I wanted to simplify that, is just negative 2, and then plus or minus. And then I can simplify 4 radical 3 over 2, of 4 radical 3i over 2, and I get 2 radical 3i. Now, I personally don't like writing it with the I at the end because sometimes it can look like the I is underneath the radical, and we don't want that. So I always end up writing this as 2i radical 3. The I out in front, and that way we don't kind of make any mistakes that are careless mistakes. Okay, good job.